Hello my friends, greetings to everyone. So in this video, let us see the requirements for applying for the November 2024 exam. Okay, so this guidelines has been given by the ICAI and it is applicable for the November 2024 exam. And to see if you are meeting the eligibility criteria or not, you need to go to the SSP, your self-service portal. Okay, and you can see everything as to regarding your articleship registration, your exemption carry forward, all these things you can see in the SSP itself. But when you go through, you may encounter some questions or you may face some issues as to are you eligible or not. So these things have been specifically given in this notification. So let us see one by one. So first you need to have a valid login credentials in your self-service portal. Mostly every student will have, but in case if you still don't have a particular login, kindly make your login ID. The website is very self-understandable. It gives you what should be your login credentials. Accordingly, you can generate your login credentials and go into your account, where by following each and every step you can see are your details proper reflected or not. If anywhere they are not properly reflected, kindly raise a ticket, which is a facility available in the SSP itself. Within few couple of days, the team of the ICAI will revert back to you regarding your query for the ticket which you have raised. Okay, and the candidates must have a valid course registration. What does it mean? See, since we're talking regarding November 24 exam, and if you remember, the exams, the registration will be valid for intermediate for 5 years, for final for 10 years. Means once you have registered, your registration is valid for 10 years. You can write in the 10 years any number of times exam is for twice a year for the CA Final, and now it is thrice a year for the CA Intermediate, right? So in case if you are a long-term student and your 10 years has expired, then you need to revalidate your course. So revalidation takes around very minimal amount of 500,000, I think. So you need to revalidate your course. Again, the course will be eligible. You will be eligible to be a student of that particular course for 5 years for intermediate and 10 years for CA Final. So you need to see that you are having a valid course registration. Sometimes it happens that you have registered, you have paid, but your SSP is not reflecting because it's a technical problem. Then you need to raise a ticket and raise a concern regarding non-reflection of your course. But end of the day, before applying for any exam, you need to ensure that you have valid course registration. Okay, if it is elapsed, please follow the student module and go and revalidate your course again. Okay, and now since the new scheme of education is already into force, so students will have a particular code on the dashboard, and they need to ensure that they have the code. If they don't have a code, it means they're still in the old course. Okay, so they're still in the old course, but now exam is totally conducted in the new course, right? So you need to ensure that your dashboard is showing the code. What will be the code? New Fin 23 means new final 23 or converted Fin 23. To whom these two will apply? In general, new Fin 23 will be for those final students who were in the old scheme but they took the registration for the final course, the new scheme. Okay, and Fin 23, to whom it is applicable? It is for the old students who have been in the old scheme. They continued in the old scheme, but now they are by default converted into the new scheme because now scheme is totally applicable. Okay, for those students who have registered in the new scheme, mostly they will be in the foundation level and maybe in the intermediate level. So directly nothing specifically will be going because they are already in the new scheme. This is for the conversion. So conversion, again, it is not for the syllabus because old syllabus, new syllabus 2021 has been completed. Now it is the old scheme to new scheme. So in the old scheme, students who have cleared their intermediate and who want to register for the final, had they registered in the old scheme, and now by default everybody is converted now, so it is Fin 23, but they choose themselves to, they have taken the option to register in the new scheme, then they have new Fin 23. It means they are converted. But if your dashboard, because you know which level you are, if your dashboard is not showing, okay, again I'm saying this is applicable for the converted people only. If the dashboard is not showing this, then you need to once again go through your module to see if you're registered or not. Registration is there, okay, but it is not reflecting, then raise the query to raise the ticket in the SSP. But in case your registration is there and your code is not there, but you know that you did not convert till now, then you need to follow the steps. What you need to follow: enter into SSP, go to student function and select the student module, take course registration, apply for conversion from old to new. Mostly there will be no charges, I guess. No, it will be automatically converted. I think even in the clarification PPTs of ICAI, it is given that fees won't be applicable unless until it is for study materials, I guess. Okay, so that is the part for conversion. Without converting into new scheme, you can't apply for the exam. People may say, what happens? I will go to eServices, login and do. No, it will redirect back to SSP saying that please convert and then come and apply. Okay, and it may happen that once you opt for conversion in this mode, it may take 1 or 2 days to reflect. It can happen immediately, but still possibility for a time gap can be there because it's a technical stuff. So don't delay your registrations or your exam filing, so exam form filling. So directly go to SSP, see your conversion part, see the code applicable or not, visible or not, and then apply for conversion. If it is already visible, if you are already converted, then no worries, continue with your exam form filling through eServices portal. This conversion is applicable for every old scheme to new scheme. Okay, so just ensure that you are properly converted. And coming to now next, the students, you have to ensure that your photograph and signature are proper and they are in a you can say acceptable quality. You need to upload a good quality image in the required size. We'll see the requirements down. Okay, it is there in the notification. So you need to have a proper photo. If you think it is not proper, or sometimes in the last hall ticket you didn't find it was good, so now change it. Upload a new photo, suitable photo, new signature image, and make it to be a good one. Okay, you have to do in SSP. Why in SSP? SSP is the one-stop portal from where every details of you is being pulled out to the eServices or to any other ICAI records. Okay, now let us first see the photograph and the signature requirements before proceeding further. So in the photograph, then what are the requirements? First thing, it should be a colored photo. That is what we generally prefer for, but if it is not, you have black and white, it is acceptable, but try to keep it colored. Okay, with 80% of the face. 80% of face means your full face, and also possibly the ears must be visible. Okay, why they say 80%? Because there are some cultural you can say cultural aspects where people cover their face or people tie their head, so the face will be covered. So 80% must be visible, and it should be without mask. Okay, now COVID is over, so even if you wear a mask to exam hall, at least not in the photograph. Okay, no mask should be there on your face, and it should be behind a white background, not a gray color, not anything. It should be a white background. Okay, if and one more thing, students, if you take any photo at home, ensure the wall is white. Of course, my curtain is not white because I'm not giving the exam now. I have completed that stage, but still my other walls are white. You can try in at home white background. Or one more possible thing is that you can ask any of your friends to hold a white writing pad behind you to take a photo. And in case if you take any photo in your home garden or living room, you can edit it with the artificial intelligence tools, AI tools, but still they too have a blur. We need a high quality without any blur in the background, right? Instead of doing all this, better and spending more time, because time is very crucial for you. If you are CA Intermediate, then September is your exam. If you are CA Final, November is your exam. In any of the levels, you have very less time. So instead of doing the experiment on the photo, happily go to a nearby good photo studio. Ask him that it should be a white background. Whatever the background they keep while taking photo, edit it and give you a clean, high quality, and mention resolution. Take a soft copy, say them that it should be in this resolution. They will reduce it and they will give it to you to your email. Sometimes even they feel they can't reduce the size of the photo, and they may give it around 100 MB, but as the notification is saying, you must have between 20 to 50 KB. There are several online free websites where you can resize the image. So don't worry, request them to reduce the size and send it to you to the email. They may charge a bit extra, but still if it doesn't reduce, you can do from the free websites. Okay, and don't wear goggles and caps in the photo. You can have spectacles, okay, but not goggles and caps. look straight, don't look side or anywhere, look straight to the photo. And if you're having a flash, ensure you don't have a red eyes, like your eye should be normal, so avoid flash if possible. Okay, and selfies are not allowed. You can't take selfie like this. I said this is a photo, no, because they say we need a straight clean face, professional, good simple photo, not a selfie one. Okay, and this image should be JPG or JPEG. Remember, it should not be PNG. And whenever you do anything like file size is more than 50 KB or it is PNG, website will not allow. But still, if you prepare everything, prepare in JPEG or JPG format between 20 to 50 KB and the length being 4.5 into 3.5, definitely you will smoothly upload it. You need not again download upload. Okay, 4.5 is the length and this is 3.5 is the breadth. And you need not worry regarding this max calculations. Go to the image, take properties, it will show you the kilobytes, the length and breadth of the photo. Okay, that is fine. And then comes to the signature. Signature should be on a plain white paper. Why they're stressing out the white paper is that when you take a photo, when you scan it and when you upload it, the same will be given on the attendance sheet also, and the same you need to sign. So don't sign any unknown random signature. Practice what you are signing and remember them, because the same you need to sign on the attendance sheet, and it should be on the white sheet to get a proper image, not on the cream, not on off-white, not on any random white paper. Okay, it should be plain, neat A4. You get many papers in the Xerox shop, right? That is sufficient. And this should be at 10 to 20 kilobytes. You can again resize it from your phone itself. You can resize it and make a visible picture, and it should be properly cropped. Suppose example, you have a paper but you had some pencil line on it. No, if it is not your signature, crop it off, and it should be a proper rectangle. Your signature can be cross or straight, it is your wish, but it should be in the box itself. Okay, so ensure that the box is in the rectangle, the picture is rectangle, and properly you are uploading it in 10 to 20 KB. These are the requirements for the photo and video requirements, photo and signature requirements. So this is regarding these two. Okay, now let us continue. Okay, now coming to the CA final students, it is the articleship thing. Okay, in my time, I think I still remember I filled my articleship form with hand. I took a photocopy, I checked it everything and sent it to the Chennai SIRC, and after I think 15 days or so, I received a letter saying I have been taken into the articleship and I have been registered. It was, now everything is online, so it feels very happy to see that things are more digital. Okay, and it's also memory to see the letter in my file still. I hold it still because it's now no more letter, and that too I think it is not the laser print. It is that I'm unable to know which print, but something is like the government office thing. And this is, I'm talking about 2017, 18 I'm saying, 17 no, I think 16 I'm saying these things. Then within a span of these many years, many things have changed. Okay, and so now when you're coming to your CA final, you need to see your articleship status in your SSP. It should be, if it is other than registered, it should be registered. Okay, if it, what does it say? 0.4 candidates whose articleship status in final is in pending mode. What is pending? Other than registered. What is the other terms for that? If it is registered, no problem. Okay, then you need to see which level of, which stage of articleship you are into, and accordingly you are eligible to write the exam. Okay, but if you are having the status other than registered, what can it be? Registered inactive. Okay, I mean you're not into articleship, registered but you're not doing any work. Maybe this could be traced out with the any work uploads or other ways to see that you're not active there. You have requested that the articleship request, you have submitted the details, still the access not, I mean it has not been registered. You have sent a request for registering but it has not been registered. Could be anything like principal didn't approve it on SSP still, or there will be technical problem. Okay, then other status can be terminated, where you have disconnected your articleship, or you have withdrawn from articleship from a particular firm after some time. Okay, request for termination, like you wanted to come out, you have skipped the request for termination, it is approved by members. submitted, you have submitted the request, asked for correction, you found some discrepancy and asked for correction, the saved form has been saved or on hold. The application status could be registration of articleship or termination of articleship or any for that matter other than registered, it is on hold. Okay, awaiting competent authority approval, like your case went to some senior level. Okay, so the status is still that there is a need for solution for the articleship status, so that is awaiting competent authority approval. Rejected, the application has been rejected or rejected for any case, it could be any reason which you wanted to seek clarification, it has been rejected, or rejected by member, or rejected by the you can say RO, that's a regional authority or regional officer. Because for the want of documentation are required to get the articleship training deed updated on SSP as registered. So in simple terms, not to think more, if your articleship status is having any other word other than registered, then on the SSP portal you have to get the training deed uploaded, updated, and the status must be submitted again to convert into registered. If it's a general submission, it will happen, but in case if you're having any termination thing, or if you have a discussion with your partner, with your principal, then you need to sort it out and get the status registered. For article students who have taken any termination, you are requested to join back and complete the articleship. When you join back any other firm, you have to follow the process, get the training deed signed, updated on the SSP, and get the status turned into register. So for that, what you need to do, you need to log into SSP, go to article function, then articleship is or audit. Okay, articles function, articleship and audit, articleship, application, choose the form accordingly and submit it. And for any issues you have, you can raise a ticket or even contact the ICAI. So that I think it is there on the just a minute, let me show you that one. Just a minute. Somewhere I'll be getting it here. Just play. ICAI call Sahitya. Sahayata, not Sahitya. It is ICAI call Sahayata. So it's like you'll be able to. You can say, see this from member, students and stakeholders from Monday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can ask any query regarding anything. It could be an articleship, or you can reach out to them. Okay, we have a helpline which is dedicated for the students, so you need not worry. You can just go and reach out to ICAI call Sahayata, means on call 24/7 for Saturday, Monday to Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, that is what you need to remember. And this is way, so you need to ensure that the articleship status is registered. And for any other correction, you can raise a ticket and send this mail, final_exam_helpline@ICAI.in. They will guide you. Okay, they will definitely guide you. And for every aspect there is you can say a mechanism in the ICAI. It could be anything. It could be even in the articleship. See, I do understand the articleship period is a tough one, and it depends upon which firm we are in, who are our partners, who are our team members, what is the experience in that. Accordingly, if there is any negative side, which most people who are listening can understand, it will be taken care of ICAI if you raise the concern properly. Okay, so don't worry, just get in touch with them. And then let us see for the final course. Okay, let us see for the final course, because that is very important to know the status before applying for the exam. Now coming to the final course, of course we have seen that the candidate must be registered or converted to the final new course. Okay, then articleship training, what is the requirement? First thing, he should have completed the period of 3 years or 3.5 years, as the case may be, which level he got registered. For example, he was a student of PE2 or PCC, I guess. Yeah, PE2, it will be 3.5 years of articleship. That's a very long back student. And for IPCC, it will be 3 years. He should have completed that. So this could be probably a case where the student is taking the multiple attempts. Okay, that is the first criteria. Second one, or the student should be, he is due to complete the prescribed period of 3 years or 3.5 years, as the case may be, including excess leave if any, on or before 31st of October. Means by the exam time he has completed the articleship. Okay, then the candidate must be in service as on, what is the, this is 2 criteria. What is the another third possibility? The possibility is he should be in service as on 1st November 2024 and serve in the last 12 months of article training, including excess leave any, and is due to complete the 3 years by 31st of October 25. Okay, so next year he will complete it. This is for which students who were in the PE2 stream and they have converted to IPCC. Okay, and they completed the IPCC and now they are into CA Final. So these are those students who entered the CA Intermediate in the PE2 time. PE2 was the first initial name of the IPCC, of CA Intermediate, and they converted to IPCC. They completed their IPCC and now they are into Articleship and they are about to write the final. Okay, see students, you may think, will any person be so like that? It could be. See, I once had a student who has given his 19th attempt, and of course he cleared. It is about a year or so since he has cleared the exam, but there are students who are resilient, and ICAI has the data. They has the data as to who converted from where to where. So there can be, if there's at least one student who is from the PE2 stream, okay, and if his registration is still valid, ICAI may not know if he will write the exam or not. But if his registration is valid, because registration of CA Final will be valid for 10 years. If he has a valid registration, okay, for example 2024 exam November, it could be a student who registered for the CA Final in 2014 or 15. So his 10 years is still there, irrespective of he applying for exam or not. But if his registration is valid, there is a possibility that he may apply. So he will be the 1 or 2% of that old, very old batch students. For them also notification must be given, else where will he go, right? So he will be stressed out whether to apply or not. And now it is technical thing. In technical thing, software will work as per we give the commands, right? So for every student who is covered in the ICAI database, ICAI does give the notification. So this category from PE2 to IPCC and now writing the exam, they need to complete their they should be in the last 12 months, and their articleship must end by next year, 31st of October 2025. Okay, you can say what could be the so much delay? Could be anything. Could be in the at those days, I still remember, even in my time also, you need to complete both groups of IPCC to go into articleship. So definitely he might have taken some time. Okay, there may be gaps in between. So end of the day, if such student is there, if the registration is valid, ICAI does cover them. Okay, then, and suppose if this case of students don't revalidate their courses, then in the next notification maybe they may drop this thing. That's why they have specifically asked to revalidate if you want to continue. Okay, and also remember, when you come to new scheme for the old to new, the examination papers have changed, the pattern has changed, but your articleship status has not changed. Okay, so if you are if your registration, if you restrict for the final and convert in the new scheme, your articleship was in the old scheme. And if you are registering in the old scheme and now you are converting into new by default, then your articleship was in the old scheme. End of the day, the final exam pattern will be in the new, but your articleship was registered in the old, and you need to remember which you were registered. Okay, because the CA Intermediate had erstwhile, I think even before I joined the CA course, it was called PE2, the CA Foundation, then it became CA CPT, now it became CA Foundation again. But CA Intermediate had its old name, you can say grandfather name, could be PE2, then that is Professional Examination 2. Okay, then it was PCC, Professional Competency Course, then it was IPCC in my time, Integrated Proficiency Competency Course, then in a brief time it became IPCE, Integrated Proficiency Competency Examination. For me, I used to get IPCC/IPCE. I used to feel why both are same, what is the difference in that? And then it became for a brief time it became CA Inter, and then it became CA Intermediate. So these are the different names, so don't worry when you see these names here. Okay, then see the fourth point, the candidate must be in service as on 1st November 2024 and serve in the last 6 months. This is for the students who have entered into IPCC at I think 2013 or 14. Okay, these people, you must be in the last 6 months of articleship training, including excess leave, and they're due to complete 3.5 years of service on or before 30th April 25. I think it's before 12, okay, because at my time it was 3 years. The next one is for my batch people, 13, 14. I think this is before that. So they have if you are from PCC to IPCC or PCC stream, you also have 3.5 years. So you need to just imagine 3.5 years, okay. So you need to have the last 6 months as on 1st November and complete the articleship by 30th April. So if you're from PE2 to IPCC, it is not PCC. Remember, PE2 to IPCC 3 years. But if you're PCC, it is 3.5. Okay. Then comes the other category. The candidates must be in service by 1st November and serve in the last 6 months of the articleship training, including excess leave, and complete 3 years on or before 30 April 2025. If you are having in the articleship more than 6 months, then this category is for IPCC student. So don't worry, PE2 to IPCC is 3. Okay, so IPCC is also 3, but only PCC is 3.5. And IPCC stream you were into and now your articleship you are doing, you must be in the last 6 months and it must over by 30th of April 25. But in case if you had some gaps or you entered articleship late or you had some termination, again took time to rejoin, whatever could be the case, if you still have more than 6 months to complete articleship, then please don't apply. The portal will not allow you to continue. You must apply for the May 25 exam. Okay, but if you're having 6 months and less than 6 months, you can definitely apply and write this November 24 exam. The last category, the candidates must be in service as on 1st November 24, okay, and serve in the last 12 months, okay, last 12 months of training, including excess leave, and due to complete 3.5 years. Whenever it comes 3.5, what does it mean? It's a candidate of PCC, and it should complete 3.5 years by 31st October 25. So these are students converted from PE2 to PCC and PCC to IPCC. Okay, so it has been a long journey, believe me, and I'm happy that they didn't convert to CA Intermediate. They completed IPCC. Had they didn't complete IPCC, they would have not come here. They would have been in CA Intermediate. But one thing, having such a patience, really it will be a hats off. I think I took more than 5 attempts. I can't say the number because attempts doesn't count in CA. But if ICAI is giving this notification, definitely the hard working students are there who believe the core that they can do. So I want students who are listening to this video to take this as inspiration that no matter what, you need to hold on. Life gives challenges, but still 10 years is not a small time, but still people are holding and wanting to pursue. And just imagine the vast changes in the syllabus, old to new syllabus, old to new scheme, okay, and the articleship thing, how much changes we got in the arena of taxation, in the area of taxation, in direct tax, indirect tax, transfer pricing, GST of course obviously, and IFRS, Companies Act. How many changes does this 10 years of people have seen? It is like the bank of knowledge, right? So now let me give a small recap. So it's general condition. If you have done your articleship, then you have completed articleship, feel free to go and see the conversion code and write the exam. If not, ensure that you are completing it the prescribed time by 31st of October. If you are a PE2 candidate, then you must be in the last 12 months of your internship and it is for the 3 years, okay. And if you are a PCC candidate, you must be in the 6 months of time for 3.5, and you must complete 3.5 years. If you are IPCC, then in the last 6 months only, okay. And if it is from PE2 to PCC to IPCC, combine these two above, you must be in the last 12 months of internship and you should complete 3.5 years by October 31st 2025, okay. And candidates who have taken termination, they are requested to and advised to register for not with the same firm, any firm for that matter, and continue the service and be in service as on 1st November 24, and due to complete 3 years or 3.5 as the case may be, on or before 30th April or 31st of October, okay. So if you have any termination, register yourself, okay, and take apply on the SSP, get the status to be registered and see where you are falling. If you are falling for the 3 years, okay, you should be in the last 6 months. If you are falling in 3.5 years, it should be in the last 12 months. Accordingly, if you are having the criteria, then happily apply for the exam. If you are not having the criteria, apply for the exam when you are eligible, okay. So less than 6 months, you are eligible. Less than 12 months, you are eligible. More than 6 months, no, take for next attempt. More than 12 months, see the time. If it is 15 months, you are eligible for next time, or it may still postpone. Okay, this is regarding the articleship thing. But don't worry, the website will automatically proceed or stop according to the data that you give them. Okay, this is only for you to understand. And what happens is that the main intention of making this video is that you should not waste your precious time in discussing as to will I be eligible, will I be allowed to write the exam. Okay, that friend will he be allowed, we don't know. Give them this video, they'll go through. Give them the PDF, they'll go through. You keep on studying. Okay, now comes another beauty part. It is advanced integrated course on information technology soft skills. This was one of the, you can say, a kind of how to express that, it's a kind of enjoying thing and learning, which had lot of questions in my time last to, because it was not online. Okay, registration was online though, but clarification, whom to ask, where to go, to a lot of confusion I faced. Okay, so I had GMCS 1 and ITT, and again, and the first year it's mandated to complete, and in the third year we had advanced GMCS, advanced ITT. At my time, it was compulsory to complete the advanced GMCS and advanced ITT before the first attempt. And after my batch, I think for the next 2-3 years, they made it optional that complete first year the IT and GMCS 1, and write your third year, in the final year, write your exam. And after you clear your exam or whatever it will be, after the first attempt, then you take time and complete the advanced GMC, advanced ITT. Ensure that you complete them before applying for membership. That was the amendment that they brought. So similarly now you have this advanced integrated course on information technology soft skills. The name was somewhat different in 2 years back, right? So I'm not remembering that name, but this also has a similar condition the way we had. What does it say? It says for the new scheme of education and training with effect from 1st July 23, you are required to complete the advanced integrated course on information technology soft skills training successfully for being eligible to appear for the final exam held under the syllabus. For the first time when you are writing, you need to complete them both. In other words, students should have completed the advanced ICITSS on or before 10th of October 24 for being eligible in November 24 exam. What does it mean? November 24 exam application date is closing by 20th of August. So though it is application is closed by 20th of August, if you file for the exam, you need to complete the exam, this advanced course, by 10th of October 24, and November 1st week is your exam. Okay, candidates who have not yet passed the exam are advised to take the test. Okay, if you have appeared for the classes, you have completed the classes, or test is remaining, so go to this link which you have on the website, and then choose the exam slots, date slots, and write the exam and clear it. For the first time when you write, there is no need to pay a fee, but if you take multiple attempts, then you need to pay a fee of 500, a slot you have to book. Okay, so this is required to complete. Okay, candidates are unless they don't complete it, see, you are eligible to appear only when you complete this ITT and soft skills course exam. When you complete the test, then only you are eligible to attend for write the exam. Okay, but what is this other saying? Further, it has been clarified that students have undergone only one of either GMCS 2 or advanced ITT in the old course. They have to undergo the remaining course. Okay, so if you are in the old scheme, I say, if you are in the old scheme and you have completed either GMCS 2 or advanced ITT. For example, you have completed GMCS 2, now do the IT portion only. Or if you have completed advanced ITT, do the GMCS 2 portion only. Okay, you need not do the entire thing in full, but you need to complete that part, because what happens when you go to website and apply for the slot to attend for the classes, you will choose the selection that you are the old student. It will ask you to enter the certificate number, then enter certificate number, it will pull your details, and then allow you to attend the the remaining part of this program. Okay, next, candidates who are converted from the final old course to final news only for the final, but have appeared at least one final exam in the old course. Okay, they are not required to complete this advanced ICITSS right now. See, it is very simple. You were a student of final old course, okay? Now you are converted into the student of final new course. You have given at least one exam in the old examination pattern, in the old paper or in the old scheme. Then, and still you didn't complete your either advanced GMCS or advanced ITT or this AICITSS. But since you have given at least one exam in the old scheme, okay, now you need not appear for this AICITSS exam immediately. You need not appear for the classes immediately. You can apply for the exam, because you will choose it. See, when you fill the form, it will ask you the last exam date, last exam hall ticket number, so it will pull the details. So now, since it is there, you can write the exam. Then before the results come, you can apply for the course. But ensure that you complete this course before applying for the membership of the institute. While applying for the membership of the institute, it will ask the certificate numbers. It will ask, are you GMCS 1 or GMCS 2 or Advanced ITT 1 or Advanced ITT 2, or what you are, or Advanced IC or Advanced ICITSS, which one you are. So accordingly you select and write certificate number. Okay, so right now only the exemption is for the final year old to new course students who have given at least one exam in the final. Then you need to need not apply for the classes right now. You are exempted. You need not worry for 10th of October right now. Happily apply for the exam and attempt it. And before completing of the exam, you can, before becoming member of the institute, complete this course. Okay, so this is regarding the advanced integrated course on information technology soft skills training. Okay, then suppose in case a question will come, if I am unable to attend this course and write the exam, then will I be able to apply? First thing, try to see the slots for the class. If class slots are available, apply for the class and then fill the examination form of CA Final and then attend the class, book the slot for exam, complete the exam and then write the exam. But if there are no slots, then don't worry, because it is not a BCom exam where university will give a star mark on your mark sheet. ICAI doesn't do such kind of things. Nowhere it has any attempt number also. So take a gap, first focus on completing this criteria and then in the next examination cycle apply for the CA Final exam. Okay, end of the day you should be practical enough that in case if you go for this, you got a slot, you're studying this thing but you're unable to prepare for the final, then also you're not going to pass. But if I'm not demotivating anybody, but still if you have a lot of preparation beforehand and you have applied for this advanced the soft skills course, you're doing the course, you are in the revision mode, morning, evening, you're revising, attending this class, then definitely you can write the exam as well. But in case if you are in the first level of revision and still there is a fear what may happen, I say first complete this advanced soft skills integrated course, complete it off, have a peace of mind, then apply for the exam. Okay, then next comes the favorite of all, self-paced online modules. We know that this corporate law and as well as the strategic cost and performance management has been taken to the self-paced online modules. The self-paced module test is being conducted at different places in exam centers. We have separate portal for booking the centers and attending the exam, and definitely the test is coming hard these days. People are experiencing the depth of questions given by the system. Okay, so now what is the case here? The students, we have certain criteria of students. First thing, the students who were admitted to the final examination till November 23, the last attempt. Okay, I mean not the last, the November 23, they're exempt for appearing in the self-paced module exam for set C and D. Totally in the new scheme, how many sets we have? 4 sets, set A, B, C, D. A is nothing but corporate and economic laws, B strategic cost and performance management, and C and D, right? So C and D you need not appear for those students who were admitted to the final exam till November 23, that is in the old version. However, it is mandatory for them to qualify set A and B. Okay, so now let us see. You are a student who appeared in the CA final in the November 23 exam, so you need not write set C and D, but you need to compulsory write set A and B. Done. You have passed second group in November 23, but you could not pass group 1. Then what does group 2 have in the old scheme? It has costing that strategic cost and performance management. Then you need to write only set A. Some students may ask, ma'am, I was in the old syllabus, not scheme, old syllabus where we used to call AMA. But I think AMA, if you got exemption, it is valid for 3 attempts, right? So after 3 attempts, it could have lapsed. So now you have written again in strategic cost only. So if you have cleared that group, write only set A, which is the corporate and economic laws. Now other scenario, you passed first group in November 23. So now you need to write only set B, that is the strategic costing paper. Then exemption in paper 5 till November 23, but could not pass group first or both. What happened? Now you are having an exemption paper number 5. See, people may say paper number 5 is also for AMA, but that is 21. 3 attempts will be like 22, 23. May 23 will be the last, I guess, because as far as I remember, November 20, May 21 was the last attempt for the old syllabus, and new syllabus was from I think, I'm not remembering exactly, November 21, I guess, November 21, November, then December. So I think the AMA would have lapsed, so I am taking it to be the strategic cost and performance management only. So you got exemption paper 5, but still you are unable to clear, but still exemption is taken into consideration, and you can now write set A, that is a corporate and economic law paper only. Similarly, you got exemption in paper 4 of group 1, but you could not clear the 2 groups or that particular group. Then you needed only set B in the self-page online module exam. Now exemption in paper 4 and 5, both papers, group 1 you got law exemption, group 2 you got strategic cost and performance management is exemption. Exemption is what, 60 plus, right? But you couldn't pass the entire group as a whole. Don't worry, all modules are exempt. A, B need not write, and C, D are not needed to write. So you need to focus on the remaining papers only. But this exemption category, I think now you will be dealing with this permanent exemption thing, which we will discuss in a short while. Okay, then students other than those covered under A above. A means the students who have given their final examination in November 2023, who were other than those people who were admitted to the final exam of May 24. Okay, or those who have passed both groups of intermediate examination under old scheme and completed 2.5 years of practice. They're the first timers. Okay, 2.5 years of practical training till 31st October 24, including excess leave if any, as well as advanced ICITSS, are exempt from appearing self-paced online modules of C and D. So what is it saying? Apart from the above students of November 23 who have admitted to the May 24 exam, final exam, who have cleared both groups of CA Inter in the old scheme, not the new, in the old scheme. How this will appear? See, old scheme you did your IPCC, okay, and final exam first time you are writing in May 24. Could be right, May 24, and you cleared both groups in the old scheme. You have completed 2.5. You have that's obviously possible. Like you cleared your CA Inter in the old and took your articleship. It is for 3 years, and you registered in the new scheme. Okay, you got an option. You might have registered in the old, but you might have shifted to the new. End of the day, you were in the new scheme. Okay, and you have passed both groups in the old scheme of CA Intermediate. You have completed 2.5, and the last 6 months you are in the last 6 months of internship, and you have completed your AICITSS exams as well. Then you are exempted from appearing set C and D. Why this is specifically said here? and they need to write A and B. Why this specifically said? Try to understand. In this case, the B case category students, they were in the old scheme for CA Inter, but for the CA Final, they registered in the new scheme. The above A category students were in the old scheme of the CA Final also, and they are pushed to the new scheme. But the B category students, they were in the old syllabus only in the CA Intermediate. But now for the CA Final, they registered themselves in new scheme only. They are not forced to convert anywhere. So since it is new, since they were already registered in new scheme, separately notification said that okay, you have done in the intermediate and old, this one you took new, that's fine, we understand, don't worry, you complete all these things, so you are exempted from set C and D. And also the new scheme specifically states that the students have 4 modules to complete. So if you are in the new scheme, definitely set C and D will be applicable. But this set C and D is not applicable in the new scheme, only for this category of people who registered themselves in the new but given their CA Inter in the old. Okay, so let me give you a small recap. You registered yourself in the CA course as in the new scheme. In the new scheme directly you won't be in CA Final right now, you will be somewhere in the CA Inter, so that case is different. But now there are 2 branches. You were in the old scheme, you continued in the old scheme, you have been brought into new scheme, then automatically C and D won't be applicable for you, A and B will be applicable, you need to write, and if you have any exemptions you can claim it. You have both exemptions, you need not write any self-paced online module exam. That is old, new, and old, continued old, push it to new. And the other category of students who were in old in the CA Intermediate, they registered in the new for CA Final, but since they had an old history and completed an internship and they completed this advanced ICITSS, so now institute is saying okay, since you voluntarily registered in the new scheme, that's very good, so don't write C and D, it's already covered everything in your internship, everything, so only write for A and B. Clear? It is there. And then there's another category, last category, intermediate students who has cleared either of the groups in November 23 on or before and cleared the remaining group under unit scheme in May 24, or those who cleared both groups of intermediate in May 24 are required to undergo and pass self-paced online module before 10th of October 24 to become eligible for the final exam. See, what is it saying? If in between, if you remember, the CA, after if you qualify one group of CA Inter also, you are eligible for Articleship, right? So such kind of students could have written the other group while doing the Articleship. So now if such person is in the last 6 months of Articleship and just before the 6 months has ended, he cleared his CA Inter, he or she, okay, they cleared. Now they're immediately eligible for the exam, right? Of course, you may say 8 months of exam study period is needed for CA Final. So, okay, let us come hypothetically that they have cleared in the second year beginning the other group of CA Intermediate, and now they register for CA Final, and now they are eligible. They have that last 6 months working. So now they are saying what those who have cleared just before the May 24, those who returned and they cleared the exam. They have cleared. They are eligible, right? Because the institute is saying you have cleared both groups up to November 23. This is November 24. So you have 8 months of study period, time is there. Or you have cleared in the unit scheme of May 24. So before you apply for the exam, or in case if you have applied, if you want to become eligible for the exam, you please complete this exam by 10th of October. One may say, ma'am, 10th of October exam forms application will be closed. That's why it is saying the word eligible. So such kind of students who, when they mention their hall ticket number, everything, the website will show, the portal will show it is on hold or it is pending eligibility. So if they clear, they have to enter the certificate and the number of marks in the portal again. It gets updated and they will become eligible to write the exam. But in case if they did not clear this self-paced module set A and set B, if they did not clear by 10th of October, then they will lose the eligibility and they can't write that exam for the November exam. Once they clear and the upcoming attempt only, they can again write for the exam. Okay, so it's a kind of confusing for those students who cleared in November 23, who are in their articleship and still they are eligible, want to write the exam. Just be careful, go through the requirements, and this is only for those people who cleared in November 23 the CA Intermediate, not for everybody. Okay, they have to complete this set A, set B by 10th of October 24. Okay. Okay, I think this is because since this intermediate students are till November 2023, set C and D is not applicable, only A and B are applicable. So need to apply for the exam, write it off. Once they get the results, they will be eligible for the exam. So provided if you have written the exam, go and apply for the examination, no problem. If you have not written the exam of the self-paced online module, fill the exam application, go back and take the dates, prepare well, give a good revision, spend a week or so, complete these 2 exams, and then update that results in your e-services and SSP. Automatically system will take, of course, and you will be eligible for the exam. It's slightly confusing, but in case if you don't fall in the category 1, see, category 1 students are the CA final students of November 23, but category and category 2, the B category, is also the CA final students. Okay, and they have the intermediate in the old, but this last, this you have see here, the last one is specifically for the intermediate students only who cleared CA Inter. About 2 are CA final, but this is about 2 are CA final, given their exam at least once in CA final. But the last one is for the CA students, CA Intermediate, who cleared CA Intermediate writing CA final for the first time. Okay, that you need to remember. Since we have seen the photo requirements, so this is the detailed notification, and we have this something called permanent exemption thing. So this you can make your exemptions permanent, and I thought to make a separate video for this, but I thought let me cover in this so that you will have an entire one place for this video. Okay, so what is this permanent exemption? See, every time we have an exemption which we can carry it for 3 attempts, right? 3 exams we can carry. I never had such kind of exemptions. I think I had in law, but since I cleared the group, I need not carry it, right? But as far as I remember, November 22, if any examination, if any student has scored any exemption, he can carry it to, this for CA final, okay, CA final to May. How November 22 means May 23, November 23 and May 24. So 3 exams he can carry forward it. And now he is getting a chance to either claim the exemption complete permanently or exhaust it. So exemption will be exhausted upon declaration of the result. Immediately succeeding the 3rd exam will be shown to the candidate as per the dates given in the important area. So what is saying now, May 24 is the 3rd exam attempt for claiming your exam, which you can use your exemption. After that it is expired. So November 24 exam, if you want to apply, that exemption is expired. But now you are giving a chance through the self-service portal to make the exemption permanent. There is only one chance, remember, not for every exam. For November 24 exam, there is only one chance where you can make exemption permanent. Like when you go to apply the exam, the so-called exam application, when you fill your last attempt hall ticket details, a pop-up may come saying that you have this exemption, do you want to make it permanent? Only one time. This I don't think you will have an option in the correction window also. So be very careful. And if you want to make the permanent, making means what? After now exam is lapsed, you need to write that paper again. But if you make it permanent, you need not write that paper. So candidates will have only one chance to make the exemption permanent. That is, exemption scored in November 22 exam and getting exhausted by the conduct of May 24 exam is shown before the conduct of it's shown before the conduct of the November 24 exam. And if not made permanent by the candidate, it will be completely lapsed forever. Okay, so what it is saying, you got exemption in the November 22 exam and it is lapsed by May 24, but now Before conducting on November 24, we are giving you an option to make it permanent. If you choose it now, that paper marks will be permanent forever, or you will lose the option forever. And please remember, as far as I think, even in the correction window, you may not have option to make this permanent again. Okay, it is like a permanent delete kind of thing. If a candidate has exemption in the two papers of same group, okay, then papers 1 and 2 of the group 1 example, they're offered in this window. He has to apply either for making both exemptions in the both papers of the group permanent, or let go of the both. For example, you got FR exemption as well as audit. Okay, so it is shown together. You need to choose both papers to make it permanent, or you need to let go both. You can't choose FR, I'll make it permanent, and audit I will want to write. No. If you are having a same group, two papers in one group, both are shown for making a permanent exemption, so you need to choose both. Okay, he cannot opt to continue exemption in one paper and let lapse other paper because they belong to same group. But if it is two papers in two different groups, it is your choice. If it is two papers in two different groups, one you can continue with permanency, one you can let go. But I say keep it both. Okay. Upon making exemption for any group, the candidate will have to pass relevant group with 50% of the marks in each of the remaining paper. Now, as I given example, you got FR exemption. You are claiming it. Now, what is left out there? You have this paper 2 and paper 3, right? So paper 2 and paper 3, you need general marks criteria is 40%, right? And together it must be 50%. 40 is there. Now you need to get 50%, like 50 marks and above. You need to get 51 and above, 50 and above. Okay, so that is the changed criteria. And suppose, for example, you may say, ma'am, I have paper 1 exemption and paper 7 exemption. I am claiming paper 1, I am losing paper, I am letting the paper 2. Then the group which you claimed the exemption, you need to score 50% of the remaining paper. And the group which you let go of exemption, you can have the old scheme of 40% marks in each paper and 50% of the total group. Okay. There will be no correction window. See, from that time I am shouting this. There is no correction window or window with the late fee after inputs are taken. So once the inputs are taken, you can't rechange it. You can't, if you have let go your exemption, you have lost it. Okay, so if you're having two papers exemption to different groups and you're claiming it both, so both groups you need to the remaining paper you need to get 50%, not the 40% criteria. And once you lose it, you can't get it. Okay, for example, you wanted to say yes, you want to make it permanent, but some hand movement, some phone came, you by mistakenly clicked the no, it's gone. Be very careful. Okay, so if you say, rather than being more confident, it is better to be safer side. Prudence concept, claim the exemption, study hard to get 50 plus. Okay, then candidates will have option to surrender and reappear exempt. They have option to surrender. Once you see, it's very tricky thing. If you choose to make the exemption permanent, they have an option to surrender and reappear the exempt. I think this will be in the correction window as well as in the correction window only. Okay, so they have an option to surrender and reappear in the exempted paper. So but they don't have an option to claim it back if you lose it. Okay, but my question is, candidates have option to surrender and reappear in the exempted paper. Is this for the correction window, or is it for the upcoming attempt that they want to surrender it? That we have to see in the coming days. But if you claim, you have an option to surrender and reappear. Candidates securing exemption paper 4, okay, in May 22, November 22, May 23, November 23, automatically will get permanent exemption in self-paced module test. So you remember the criteria, you need not write this exam, and it is a permanent exemption. Similarly, you got exemption in this May 22, November 22, May 23, November 23, paper 5. It is automatically you're exempted, permanent exemption. Okay, if there is a permanent exemption in a group, then no new exemption will be granted in the group. This is very interesting. See here, see, if there is a permanent exemption in one group, I'll just show you one more thing here. Wait, see here. we have paper at enterprise, and we have paper at the self-paced module exams, and we have the paper at the final. See, these are self-paced online modules. They are not under any group. Okay, so if you have got exemption in the 22-23 exams, this is permanently exempted. This is also permanently exempted. Now they don't fall under any group. Old days they were in groups, now they're set, so don't confuse. Now in this, what he is saying, if here what is the notification saying? If there is a permanent exemption in a group, then no new exemption will be granted in that group. See here, suppose example, you got exemption in FR, as I'm saying an example, you claimed that thing. Now you score for 50-50 in the other two papers. Okay, now let us say in this exam you scored 65 in AFM and 48 in audit. So did you pass? No. Overall you might have passed. Okay, overall you might have passed, but independently paper 3 got 42, so you didn't get 50, so you didn't pass that group. Now you cannot claim this AFM because you got 68. Why? FR is already there in the permanent exemption category. So again in the next exam you can't claim another paper for permanent exemption. You need to write AFM and audit together in the next time and get 50-50 minimum. You get the point? If a candidate opts for continuing the exemption after exhausting the same, then the exempted marks will be limited to 50, and excess marks of the permanent exempted paper cannot be considered for complying with the 50% aggregate marks requirement of the same or other group. See, first thing we understood, you have to claim or you will lose it. If you claim, you can surrender it. Okay, and set A, set B are not part of the group. In one group you can have only one permanent exemption. Okay, and if you have the permanent exemption, and if you get one more than 60 marks in this time, you can't claim that. You need to write the other two papers and score more than 50 marks in that. Okay, now our example is FR you got marks of 72 for example. So since you're claiming it permanent exemption, you will be taken, the marks will be restricted to 50 only. Okay, it will be 50, that's your passed. Now what is the criteria? Paper 2, paper 3, you need to get how much? You need to get, in general, what is the rule? General rule is 40%, overall 50%. Now rule is 50% in each and overall 50%. So paper 2, paper 3, 100 marks, 200. You need to get minimum 100 marks for both papers. So minimum 100 means at least 50-50 marks. Okay, this FR is now restricted to 50. That excess, our example is 72. The excess 22 is not considered. And for example, as I given in the previous example, you got 68 in AFM and 42 in audit. You can't go to ICAI and say, sir, I got 72 in my FR, it's permanent exempted, you have given 50 marks only, please take the 22, give it to audit, I will pass. No, your FR is safe, it is not touched. No, that excess marks will not be taken into account. It is restricted to 50. Now you need to work hard, get 50-50 minimum, say 50-52, and score that marks in the paper 2 and 3 of the remaining paper which you need to pass. Or overall you should get 50% of the remaining papers. That is there. So you can't go to ICAI and say, I want the balance marks. No, they are giving you a freedom of leaving one paper, so don't expect more. That's what the ICAI is going to tell you. Okay, and you may say, ma'am, now suppose example I got 70 for round figure, 70 in AFM and 54 in audit. Did I pass? Yes, you got more than 50, you passed. You add both 70 and 54 is 124. Paper 2, paper 3 individually 100, 200. Minimum score is 200, 50% is 100 marks. You got 124, so you passed. Now don't add this 50 and above. Some may say, ma'am, this is 124. If I add 50 in the permanent exemption, I have only 174. We need what do we say, 50% of the 3 papers, right? So did I pass? Then also you passed it. No, then also you passed, because how 300 into 50%, overall is 50%, right? Is 150. You got 174 here, then also you passed. See, once you claim your exemption, keep in mind it is for 50 marks only. That is not counted for the entire group. That is cleared. Okay, now you need to get 50%. Okay, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, my example is right, but only thing is that you need not you can't claim that excess marks. It is given till 50 marks only. Now you need to score here more than 50, and overall it should be 50% of the group. In our example, you got 72 of FR and it restricted to 50 marks. Now you got 70 in AFM and 54 in audit. So 70 by 54 is 124. Individually 50-50 you have crossed, so you have passed individual papers. Now add 50 is FR, 70 is the AFM, that is 120. 120 plus our audit is 54. So 154 is 174. 3 papers, 300 marks into 50%, it is 150. You got 175, you cleared. Okay, so let me give the marks criteria. First thing, permanent exemption. Once you claim, you can use it, you can surrender, but once you lose, you can't claim it again. Once you claim, set A, set B are not part of the groups, so you need not worry for that. If you got exemption in those papers, you are permanently exempted from self-paced online modules. If you get 2 exemptions in a group, you have to claim 2 papers simultaneously. You don't have a choice. But you have 2 papers into different groups, you have a choice. If you claim that exemption, you will the marks will be restricted to 50 marks only. The excess marks you can't claim for totaling the entire group. And what will be the criteria? Criteria will be 50% in the other 2 papers and total 50% for the group. So you need to ensure that your marks is 50 here. You need to score more than 50 in the other 2 papers, and total must be more than 150. Why 150? 3 papers in each group. 3 papers are 300 into 50 per 150. So now in the other 2 papers, if you scored more than 50 but still you got 149, then you did not clear the group. If you got 151, definitely you cleared the group. Okay, you got 151 but you did not get 50 in one paper. For example, AFM you got 80. Okay, you got 80 and FR is restricted to 50. So 50 plus 80 is 130. Audit you got how much? You got example 45. So 80 plus 50 is 130. 130 plus 45 is 175. Now what happened? Overall you got more than 150, but individually you got 45, so you will not pass. So be careful, prepare well. Okay, now what are the other papers, corresponding papers you have? FR is also called FR. SFM, Strategic Financial Management, is Advanced Financial Management now. Advanced Auditing Professional Ethics, the same name. Advanced Auditing Assurance and Professional Ethics. Corporate and Economic Laws, it is set A. Strategic Cost Management and Performance Evaluation, set B. Elective paper, it is Integrated Business Solution. Direct Tax Laws and Indirect Tax Laws, the same name. Indirect Taxation, Indirect Tax Laws and same name. So if you have any doubt, write to Final Exemption. I'll just make one quick note for you people so you will understand what we're trying to explain. Okay, let's see this example. Suppose you got set A, the law 65, okay, and costing you got example 70. Okay, so these two are, now you have permanent exemption. Permanent exemption, you need not write this self-paced online module also. It is permanently exempted, no problem for that. If you didn't get this thing, then you need to write. Okay, you need to independent. These two are not part of the groups. Now let us come here. Suppose you got FR is 70, AFM is 65. Okay, and for example, audit, I'm just taking for random figure 45. Now in this you have 2 exemptions, so you need to claim both. You need to claim both the exemptions to avail. You can't say I will take one, I'll not take this. You need to take both. Okay, then suppose for example we AFM for example, you got 54. Okay, and again IBS you got 52. DD you got 74, and IDT you got let us say example 59. Okay, so here you can take choice. You can take FR, you can go for exemption. Okay, you can go for exemption and you can claim for permanent exemption, and you can claim permanent exemption for the other group also in other group paper. You also have a choice to take this and exhaust this also. you can make DT as one paper in group 2 as permanent and one paper group 1 as, you can exhaust it. It's your wish. The only thing is that once you claim, you can surrender later and write the exam again. But if you don't claim, you will lose it forever. Okay, that is the choice we need to take. Now what happened? Now comes the important game. Now this is 50, this 70 marks you have. For example, let us, I'll stick my example to group 1 only. So FR you got 70. So now the condition says that you need to get the other two paper minimum 50 marks. 50 marks means you need to score 50 and above. So let me take 55 and here you got 54. Okay, so what is another condition? This, once you claim an exemption, the marks will be restricted to 50 only. You cannot ask the excess marks, excess 20 or whatever excess, you cannot ask in this total. Okay, now how much did you get in total? You got 159. Okay, so what is the condition? Once you claim permanent exemption, marks are restricted to 50 only. Other two papers you need to get more than 50 marks, and total group must be more than 50%. So what is the total of these three papers? 300. 50% means more than 150. So now you have passed. Okay, but in case, now what will happen? Suppose in case you got here 50. Now suppose this one you got here 67. Okay, and this 54. Now what will happen in the next exam? This is permanently exempted, right? You can't claim exemption for this paper now. So once a group has a permanent exemption, another exemption cannot be given. So again you need to remember that you can't claim exemption. Now in our example, we already have FR as a permanent exemption. AFM this time you got 67 and audit you got 49. Okay, now did you pass? What is the total? Total is 166, but did you pass? No, because audit you got less than 50. So total you have passed, but audit you have failed. You can't again claim exemption for this one. No, you need to again in the next exam write and get more than 50, and this total should be more than 150. Okay, so that is what you need to understand, that this is a bit complicated. But if you want to surrender next time, you can surrender the FR permanent exemption, write again. Once you surrender, what will happen? Once you surrender, the old condition of 40%, overall 50% will work for you. Okay, that is the criteria. So remember, if you claim an exemption, it will be permanent exemption, will be permanent for you with marks being restricted to 50 marks only, and then other two papers you need to get more than 50 marks, overall you need to get more than 150. Once you claim an exemption, another exemption can't be claimed. Okay, so remember that if you get less than 50, even though it is more than 150, you are still not qualified. One more classical exam, what could it be? This is 50. Okay, and you got here 54, and here you got 50. Okay, so this will also make 154. That is also fine. You will pass. But example, this is, for example, you will get 51. Okay, this also will pass. See, any combination of this above 50 will pass, because the criteria is you need to get 150. So what is the total now? 151. You are passing. Even if you get exactly 50 also, what is the notification saying? Notification is saying you need to get 50 marks in the paper which where is it? See, at least 50% of marks in each of the remaining, at least 50% of marks and 50 marks, right? So if you get 50, you'll total will be 150. So, and what is the total passing criteria? It will be 50% of the entire group. So you will pass anyhow. Okay, so you need to remember 50 and more. Okay, you should never forget that part. If you get here 55, but this one you got 49, still you will be on a I think this still you will be on the better side. Still you will have this 154, right? So still you will be on the better side, but still you will not pass because you didn't get 50 marks. So be careful, study well. It's a matter of 10 marks more than the other criteria and you will clear it. And here, since for example, since here you say that I got 49, I got more than 150, but still because of one paper not passing, here they have taken 50 marks only for the permanent exemption paper. I got actually 70, so kindly add this marks. No, they will not add. they will not add. So you again need to rewrite the exam in the next attempt, get more than 50, and the scores will be more than 150. Okay, this is the criteria for the permanent exam. I hope this is a long video, my friends. I hope this has been extremely useful and idea generating. Kindly like, subscribe and share my channel, which I don't say in the starting itself, and please share this video among your friends so that they also get a clear idea as to where they are, what they are into. Okay, so thank you so much, all the best, and for any queries you can please comment down below, and you can write to me at mjs34552@gmail.com, mjs345528. I will drop that email link in the description box, as well as if you want to schedule any discussion regarding coaching, mentoring for CA Final or CA Intermediate, where you're facing any difficulty in planning, preparation, emotional struggle, or unable to see the possible future. So you can schedule a call. It will be a paid session, but effective 30 minutes one-on-one discussion will be done to address your concern, to have a hand holding for the upcoming preparation of the exam. So thank you so much for listening to me. All the best.